Why don't we get what we want? Okay, so I think this has started. I mean, who knows, right? Why don't we get what we want? I'll just repeat that just in case it didn't record the first few seconds. Okay. Here's the thing. We often, not always, okay, we often set goals for ourselves, wanting to take us from point A to point B. Okay, so a point A, whether it's losing weight, whether it's earning more money, whether it's whatever it might be, to a point where we have that thing that we desire. But why is it often so difficult to do it? Okay, and that reason is because, well, one of them at least, okay, is because we've been so set on where we are right now. It's become a habit, okay? It's become a memory, okay? And maybe you've lived that memory from childhood, and maybe your parents lived that, and maybe your grandparents lived that, and maybe your great-grandparents lived that, okay? And to jump out of that mold is tricky, okay? It goes against your brain, okay? Because your brain is like alive, okay? I'm alive right now. So everything that your parents did, everything that your grandparents did, everything their grandparents did, and back through eternity, everything that all that history did meant that you now are alive. So it worked. Okay, so everything. So whether they were poor farmers living in who knows where, or whether they were kings and queens, okay, whatever it might have been, princes and dukes and whatever, okay, aristocracy, whatever happened in the past means that you were alive. So therefore, you survived. So why would your brain want to jump out of that and create something different? Okay, so yeah, sure, your situation right now might be tough. Okay, and sometimes I'll feel that way quite a lot. Okay, a bit of insight, I suppose, that I've had recently. It's like I feel shit sometimes. Okay, but there's almost a reason behind that. Okay, and that's my body telling me, okay, you're at point A right now and you want to get to point B, and what I'm looking at is in the gap between A and B and going, how am I going to do that? What am I going to do? How am I going to change from A to B? Okay, so pain to health, or poor to rich, or unhappy to happy, or whatever it is. Okay, you got point A and point B, and we're focusing on, okay, all the things in the middle. Okay, and that kind of the gulf that could potentially be between them. And the bigger your point B, the more shit you feel now, okay? Because point A seems a very, very long way away from point B. And it's important to address them both. It's important to address them both. We need to think and feel about how it will be to be at point B, okay? But we also need to understand that we're at point A right now and find some sort of comfort in point A and kind of be okay with being at point A, and then that will. So instead of being stressed and fearful and worried and kind of all these kind of negative emotions of being at point A, we need to accept that this is actually okay, because all of those feelings have kept me alive. Okay, and that's really my brain's prerogative, is alive. Okay, it doesn't care about how much money you've got. It doesn't really care about your social situation. It doesn't care about whether you've got the perfect relationship or anything like that. Alive. Cool. Okay, so point A, we're alive. Okay, it might be shit, but I'm alive. Okay, point B is alive, but with cool stuff, all right? Okay, better health, better relationships, better emotions, whatever. Okay, whatever the goal is. And we need to be okay with both, okay, and accept that whatever is happening now is happening now, okay, and whatever is happening over here, we can feel it now, okay? Here's the key point, okay? We want to feel this emotion and experience it now, okay? Because when you turn down the volume on all the fear, on all the worry, on all the anxiety, on all the anger, on all the whatever, grief, or whatever it is you're experiencing, okay, when you turn down the volume on that and start experiencing fun stuff and good and the, kind of all the things you want over here, all that noise reduces, and then another voice comes up where you can start taking action that will actually take you to point B. Okay, so we turn down the volume. Okay, this is what this treatment is all about. Okay, today, and at least. Okay, he's turning down the volume over here at point A so that we can hear point B, and it's telling us what to do. Here's what to do next. Okay, it could be change your diet, it could be invest in something, it could be change your job, it could be just kind of experience happiness right now. So think about, what do you want? Okay, what is it you actually want? Okay, don't say I don't know, because you do. We just think it's not possible. Okay, so if you threw out this isn't possible, you just go, what if it was possible? Okay, and we just go, right, that's what I want. How does it feel over here? Okay, and just sit in that for a minute. Okay, I'll just pause for a minute and let you feel, what does it feel like over at point B? Okay. With all the health, with all the wealth, with all the happy relationships, what's the end result that's taking you from point A to point B? Okay, what's the end result? And then come back to point A and kind of just feel what it feels like there. Okay, don't try and get away from it. Okay, that's the temptation. Okay, because if you try and get away from it, okay, if you're trying to, it's like running against an elastic band uphill. Okay, eventually that elastic band's going to pull you back. Okay, and you're going to come crashing either back to where you began or worse. Okay, so when you're fighting against reality, okay, there's a big amount of friction, and you just get pulled back to where you started or beyond. Back, you know, one step forward, two steps back, that kind of thing. Okay. So just kind of feel what it's like now. Okay, it's like I'm alive. Okay, what you think about, maybe a couple of things that you're grateful for. Okay, all the things that you've learnt from being in this experience. Again, you might think that they're not great lessons, but they are. With hindsight, you know, when you get to point B and you go, actually, all these things at point A were great lessons. Okay, so try and think, you know, at point B right now. Okay, what would the person at point B think about the person at point A? Okay, or the experiences that the person at point A has had. Okay, would they be grateful that they had them? Okay, probably. Okay, because without being here in pain, you wouldn't be able to experience being here free of pain. Okay, A, B. Okay. We like to make life a struggle. Okay, we like to make life a struggle. We like to make life difficult for ourselves, and we assume that there is a logical set of steps, a logical set of things to do to get from point A to point B. Okay, and there kind of is. You've got to set the sat nav up. Okay, sat nav over here. Okay, but you can pick alternative routes. Okay, so you've got point A, point B. Okay, well, I'm here and I want to be here. Okay, I can program the sat nav to go, I want to be here, and this is where I am right now. Okay, and the sat nav will go, okay, we can go this way, this way, this way, or this way. Which one do you want to take? We want to take probably the fastest, right? Sometimes we want to take the scenic route, and I think when it comes to treatment, okay, when it comes to goals, I think that's often how we go. Okay, it's not intentional. We want to take a straight line. We want to take the fastest route possible, but we end up going up, down, scenic route, instead of going from London to Birmingham. We go from London to Norfolk to Newcastle to Manchester. Eventually, we'll make it to Birmingham. But we often go a roundabout way of doing it, taking in all the sights along the way, whereas really you just want to get on the M1 and go. Okay, or sometimes you want to take the A41 or the A5, whatever. So, point A. Okay, think about point B first. That's where I want to go. Then, think about point A, where you are right now. Don't worry about the gap in between them. Just know that the journey will begin in just a moment. Okay? Okay, so if you're not right now, and if you're not able to, you might be watching this in a car or something, okay? So please don't close your eyes, okay? But if you're able to, close your eyes for a minute and just allow things to start happening. Some people feel stuff, other people don't. It doesn't matter. Just know that things on an unconscious level or a subconscious level, however you want to think about it, starting to change. if anyone's joining this live, this is the treatment phase. Just close your eyes and join in. If you want to go back and watch the first 8 or 9 minutes, please do. If you're here now, just sit and close your eyes. Take a few slow breaths and just relax and think about a goal that you desire. Whether it be health or relationships or money or whatever it might be. And we want to release all the things that are holding us back from doing that, and just allow me to kind of tap in and help you to do that. So instead of running uphill, we're taking a leisurely stroll downhill. I think one of the problems that a lot of us have, myself included, is we think we have to do lots and lots of different things to get the result we desire. Very often, we only have to do 1 or 2 and just be consistent at doing them. It doesn't have to take hours and hours. It might be just a few minutes most days. They're the things that shift the needle the most. They're probably the things that you most enjoy doing. They might be the things you might be most uncomfortable doing as well. Okay? Believe it or not, I'm not that comfortable doing this live to an audience of people I generally don't know. But I decided this might be the one thing. Okay, I might be wrong. Hey, this might be the one thing, or one of the main 1 or 2 things that I need to do to get the things that I want. Okay, it's just to show you what it is I do, and it is just a guy with his eyes closed, talking, okay, thinking things. Okay, I'm saying stuff in my mind. Not just the words that are coming out of my mouth, but there's other stuff going on kind of in the background, almost on autopilot. I've been doing this for a few years now, so it's kind of becoming a bit ingrained. Just to help you feel better. So if anyone's here right now, okay, I've got my eyes closed, I can't see. If there's any people watching live or any comments coming in, so sorry if you've commented and haven't responded. And if you're watching a replay, just let me know you've been here, and thanks for joining. Just have a little think about your point B, your goal that you want. How much closer do you feel to having that now than where you were a few minutes ago? Is point B, are you speeding up the motorway straight towards Birmingham? Or are you still on that scenic route taking a wild 10,000 mile trip around the globe instead of a 100 miles trip straight up there, straight up the motorway? Do you feel closer to that goal? And the cool thing about this is, well, the cool thing for me anyway, is whenever I work on other people, I always get something in return. Okay? It always has an effect on me as well. So one of my goals is to do this kind of thing more often. So I'm doing it at least daily, Monday to Friday, although I missed yesterday. That's why there's going to be 2 today, another one at 8 p.m. just to make up for yesterday. Okay. So in your mind now, how much easier do you feel it will be to get to point B than it is to stay at point A? Okay. Does point A feel less uncomfortable now? Does point B feel closer? You much more on your way, a much more direct path to getting there than where you were before. Just want to smooth down that path a little bit more, so there's fewer hills, fewer uphills and more downhills, and make it a little bit easier for you to make the right steps. And there's always steps to take. As I said, there's normally just 1 or 2 key ones, and if you can focus on them and make sure you get them done, that's going to be your path. As I said, you might be wrong with those 1 or 2 steps, but if you try them consistently for a while, see how they go out. Does it feel like you're making the right steps? Okay. You'll never know if you don't take them. You just sit there and do the same thing as what you're doing right now. You'll never know. Do something, right or wrong. Take a step. It's probably easier than you think. Just going to carry on for another couple of minutes with my mouth shut for a little while and let things change. Take a couple of big deep breaths and let them out with a sigh. Cool. All right, I felt like that was a big one today. So thank you for providing me with the opportunity to do this. I don't know, you might not think, why should I be thanking you? You should maybe thank me, whatever. For me, if you weren't here, I wouldn't be doing this. Okay? I wouldn't be feeling this way, because that made me feel really good. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for watching. Thank you for any comments. Please, if you feel the need or feel the want to, please tag anyone who you think might benefit from experiencing that last 20 minutes or so, and just let them know I exist. Okay, and let them know that things can change, and if you're the tagged person, thank you for showing up and watching. Cool, I'm going to leave it there. I'll see you tonight at 8 o'clock for the next one. Cheerio, bye bye.